And now they make an announcement that they have suspended it for further
Minority Leader, with all due respect, when we operate within the rules, problems of this nature will not have it.
Very well. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, with respect, that's why I said
Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Yes, Majority Leader may intervene. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I request that everything that he has said should be expunged from the records. Mr. Speaker, this kind of lawlessness cannot be accepted. Not especially from a leader. Please, let's get serious. No, let's get serious. Let's get serious, please. Don't let us start this meeting on this note. We've been in this house. You have just come. But those of you who have been in this house, for God's sake, after votes and proceedings, is the first thing to get up and be asking questions to the finance minister. Is that the first thing to do? It's not even because, listen carefully, the finance minister is actually pleading with me to allow him to get up and respond to him. But I'm saying that cannot be accepted as a practice of this house. Otherwise, we descend to chaos and lawlessness. And you, the minority leader, you cannot lead in allowing this house to descend into chaos and lawlessness. Please, let's stop that. Let's get serious as a house. We have rules. If we decide that we are not going to go according to our rules, do you know what is going to happen to you? Your very right as a minority to say what you want to say is because there are rules that say that you should say whatever you want to say. But the same rules indicate when you should say it. Please, you are the minority leader. That is not how we behave in this house. You were a majority leader. Is that what your colleagues were doing to you? Please, let's stop that. You just get up and whatever you want to say, you just say. That you are who? That you are who? Please.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker,
honorable members.
You cannot, a minority leader, you cannot lead in allowing this house to descend into chaos and lawlessness. Please, let's stop that. Let's get serious as a house. We have rules. If we decide that we are not going to go according to our rules, do you know what is going to happen to you? Your very right as a minority to say what you want to say is because there are rules that say that you should say whatever you want to say. But the same rules indicate when you should say it. Please, you are the minority leader. That is not how we behave in this house. You were a majority leader. Is that what your colleagues were doing to you? Please, let's stop that. You just get up and whatever you want to say, you just say. That you are who? That you are who? Please.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker,
honorable members.
We cannot allow that.
I think
Let's stop that. Let's get serious as a house. We have rules. If we decide that we are not going to go according to our rules, do you know what is going to happen to you? Your very right as a minority to say what you want to say is because there are rules that say that you should say whatever you want to say. But the same rules indicate when you should say it. Please, you are the minority leader. That is not how we behave in this house. You were a majority leader. Is that what your colleagues were doing to you? Please, let's stop that. You just get up and whatever you want to say, you just say. That you are who? That you are who? Please.
Honorable members.
This afternoon. Mr. Speaker,
honorable members.
We cannot allow that.
I think I indicated clearly.
The NDC government's hypocrisy and double standard. When they were in opposition, they criticized the e-levy. And when they assumed office in 2025, they put in place a mechanism to abolish the e-levy. Ghanaians applauded them. They made all the argument against imposition of levies and taxes. But today, what do we see just after 1.5 years in office? Immediately after repealing the e-levy law, they imposed the Dumso levy, what they call the Energy Sector Reform Levy, which now took away 1 Ghana cedi per liter of petrol that is bought at the pump. So that was the first mischief. The second surprise, they have reintroduced the e-levy, this time not even through Parliament. I repeat, the NDC government, through the back door, has reintroduced the e-levy. These were politicians who criticized charges on mobile money transaction. They said it was a bad way of governing or generating revenue for the state. They criticized the MPP administration. They use this as a political tool. But what do we see today? Their hypocrisy has become legend. I have in my hand a statement that has just been released by Bank of Ghana after the public had criticized the NDC administration. They are now purporting to say that they are suspending the levy. Meanwhile, they had earlier put out a public notice that from 1st of June, transactions from bank account to the wallet would attract a 0.75% Ghana cedi, 0.75% fees on direct wallet to bank transfers. According to them, they are doing this suspension for further consultation. The question is, what is further consultation in this context? Were these not the same people who, when in opposition, claim that there must be constructive consultation before any policy is introduced and implemented? So what has changed? The worst part of it is that this time they did not even come through Parliament. According to them, they're using Mobile Money Fintech Limited as the vehicle for these hidden charges. So whereas in the Akufo-Addo administration, due process was followed, government made the announcement through the budget and came to Parliament for a law for the purposes of this levy. NDC is using the Bank of Ghana and a private sector company to enforce this levy. We have a question for the finance minister. He must immediately come to Parliament on Thursday to explain the circumstances leading to the imposition of this 0.75% charges on mobile money transactions. We are not interested in the suspension. We are interested in how come, but for the public outcry, they were going to spring this surprise on the Ghanaian public. So in conclusion, we are simply saying NDC is a scam. It's a government of settings. They don't believe in what they say. I repeat, the NDC government does not believe in what it says. It says one thing and does another.
This is SOMPA.
It is a government of propaganda. They promised 1 job, 3 shifts. As we speak, they have failed on that 1 job, 3 shifts. They promised cocoa farmers that a bag of cocoa will sell at 7,000. They came and they have rather reduced it. At least they could have maintained the 3,100 that Akufo-Addo left. They promised the rice farmer that they were going to have a system to offtake the produce of the rice farmers. As we speak, it is even cheaper to buy imported rice than a locally produced rice. They have lost their policy on agriculture. Maize farmers are complaining, yam farmers are complaining, cocoa farmers are complaining. On electricity, within a year and a half of being in office, they have increased electricity tariffs by almost 30%. Water, 19%. As we speak, we know that Dumso is back. They again do not have a policy in place to absorb our trained teachers and our trained nurses. They give one excuse after the other. When it comes to recruitment into the security services, they know that per their own budget, they can only contain 5,000 recruits. Yet they sold forms to hundreds of thousands of people, and even the 200,000 that qualified for medicals, that they are taking the money that these students will be recruits will be charged for medicals. They are going through difficult time in this AI, so-called AI aptitude test. They know that the monies that they will be charging, these innocent, unemployed Ghanaian youth will not get their jobs. Yet, a party of propaganda still went ahead. And when we criticized it in Parliament, they now came back and told us they are going to increase it, the numbers to 10,000. Even if you maintain the 10,000, it is not even up to 10%. So, again, they are scamming all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, we are aware that they themselves promised Ghanaian women bank. They said they were going to establish a bank solely for women. They were going to give loans. What has become of that loan? We've not even seen the bank. We've not seen the bank. And people are desperate. They came and rather dismissed people who were lawfully employed. And more youths are sitting at home because NDC came into office and sacked them. We have several of it. We moved the motion on the floor and they frustrated the motion because they want to hide this. That is NDC for you. Thank you very much indeed.
SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and country. Barkuda Salah. Yade Aquilafia lo. Aquilafia. Munsen Kamade Yo Yazama Salane. Barku de Salah. Ntia for SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and country Sunday and Navy Yatana Sip. Yababa drinking on my Ghana home. Wherever you are under the sound of this great voice, Yama Kwaba and Aya Fufide. Yenu Memani Ma when we cramufua and when we do my fascia cassia, dear Dasso, ye edel ade. Na Yamomunina, a barka de Salah. Now, anyway, so for God and country, Bawa Quemo. Now, and come up na Yedibe Brewo, Edicano, Madam Sir, and Nura, a year, Adebi Kosu or Ghana Rashibi Dream. Wabra, the minority leader, sorry, Ghana Rashibi Dream, as someone or the two, Jana say, E-Levy is back, and that's only here, Finance Minister now, or more Atutuna. And of course, indeed, I believe, said other Finance Minister was in the chamber. Now, so I said, yeah, majority also responded here. Now, it was in a bad taste. Now, I don't know nothing, and then it's here. But that after that particular proceedings in Ghana's parliament, the minority leader, Honorable Apenyo Makens, and so sorry, some press conference. Now, press conference, no, and someone what they are to Jado, Bebre, and on a medical watch more. And that sounds some yababo a remunery. I will for God and country so on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Maybe my men Sanka say this year it was South Africa. Ghana this year was South Africa. And now this xenophobic attacks in Tino, a yadia Ghana buying abomoding. I could find the first 300 at the about my we are told say they have arrived in Mother Ghana. Now question is, how are we going to integrate them into our society? Yedi omabano yesho musa kwa anase abang ebeye bibi edi amomo. Now one question I like to hold government politicians by what they say during campaigning, just like the minority leader can't hear. The one job, 3 shift system, yebisa say the Women's Bank na wabra na NDC bond to for the 2024 elections, Sabre Ghana for the Abenuano the Amao Bampening President John Dramani Mahama na yebisa say and also akwaku si saying waiting komobi and dewi yebedi live here. I was SOMPA 106.5. My main cow said, you may quite fire as so as there. If we are ready to make a brew no, RSYD no video studios. My catcher say a studio a muy fair. Na nyamba womu yusu in terms of equipment, a yadia a barefoot kwa. Now do we need studio hosuswa ebusia me pacho one more creative director. Aside that, one more professional backdrops. And again, one more amphidia. Say the medical card that's on the age, man. Papa, and no, you saw. And the matchopers on video. Opetos ultra cine. And now, picture taking out when your quality more. Me pacho RSYD no video studios. 21st clinic, so I say, and every. You got 21st clinic. Untimin kweti omo wabra ye kan a draw ebetimi asa aye sciatica a draw ebetimi asa sciatica de 21st clinic nguto na odo wani kira ubetimi anya sa adukuni bi because yade we no na ye ntin ho ka sabre 21st clinic na aboa ma yate say yade bi ho kra your friend is sciatica once it hurts your sciatic nerve. Remember the sciatica originator 21st clinic. The paysetters 21st clinic. The sciatica commander 21st clinic. The sciatica researcher 21st clinic. The clinic bakwa the whole of Africa. The whole of Yasia babyane there. 21st clinic. Omukuto na betimi asa sciatica na maw. Na biom so me ka say endpoint homeopathic clinic. Dr. Dubuating Dr. Dubuating. Papa we ni futu nkwa no de. Me woman no me tuche ma no. So would Dr. Dubuating now what mau apomoding efutua me bacho so dear chia and yade kwankro ebi beche da nampono me no ka say yare kwankro bi na atoso achewo amawa campaign uji nwanje kai say the endpoint homeopathic clinic womunje so na say the end to chronic diseases yare bebre no musa so ni mobi a wenya stroke wenya njujuye anasa oba wo pese wo fefru efro de ma be ma ka pew me pa cho bomodin na feature endpoint you pa kachiro bebi amwo afen so time herbal mixture wo so asene na wi etidi ade say you join this say you malaria say you typhoid me pa cho edro on dia bedwaman so no time herbal mixture edro wi eni kwan say wo twenma malaria bi chill typhoid bi chill. And I said, join this bitch and send a wako no a jaquine. Bombarding Sisi and a pebby to fee. And no pano wobobi, a real wobobi, and you may know wobobi. A dear friend a TD adiano, a binch would da. Na bakwa won't there be drama swa. And would me boarding and a man in a mamma in any aji. A time HH mixture and then the capsules. Menomoka say, Madame Abefia, Yano eba bedin como, Simabe say, a do num. Ye we are. Abeja for tenase Shandoff Ewaha Gifty Ewaha. Now Shandoff is a member of the national communication team for the New Patriotic Party. He's rightly seated here and Sasuna a Gifty. The dim back on the name Gifty. No a ever botanical name. Gifty Minamokase. What can I say? She speaks for the NDC. Erabare to say.
Adumo now swear.
Bibi abo hodie.
Erade adum.
Sa. Bibi abo hodie.
Boko erade adum.
Na say wo pantie.
Se pressure dam so.
Pressure ben na one ato pressure ma.
Asemu America me de nya agro kra.
Wo di America ai kwen.
Yen kasa me ba be. Se nya sompa na me be. Mbe so mo.
Sa. Na say wo kasa wo de we ne to egg. I don't know any to on say uni obi kasa na de ne to kasa kire wa. Enema bebre.
Enema bese sa.
Bebre.
Una wo kan sa but me nya sure say.
No say me hwetwe ma boje no.
Za.
Na
che so de no so kase.
Me de me ka say ya o ye bruta. That time for boss den here.
Hey, you say weather no de aye no.
I don't know what ba.
I say senior weather na aye no. But what time
and weather na aye.
I am telling you because some say wa hoto so. Weather no ye bibi nsuo ne toto. On say wakaza wo feel weather no. Enu nti e na time.
Ba me woni ma de kudenti am feel weather no.
Ade.
Nsuo na e fa manfo no.
Aya semo. Aya semo.
Se uhwe videos ni bi pa. Enu na me monitor the situation. Ana me de mani ko kire ashale side hono no. A whole estate. Nsuo na mene. De bia e just a flat deal. Nsuo na mene estate ni nyina. Nsuo na mene estate ni nyina. Na we na me bisa se sanka obi wo fie ho a. Ke se ni pa no so wo.
I don't know beko.
Ghana for ya so yedin o. Ghana akure wo. Ya so ayedin. Unim say bia wo kwakosi dan. Ya ka kire ho say eho ye flood prone area. Eho ye nsuo kwan. Enso kwa brane say eho na mesifie no. Afra ko sifie ni wie na nsuo fawa na fe na wusu. Yen behavior enye wo man mu a. Ti asemu aban di ababetu dwa say polythene materials ye ban no eye hure mame. Because uko gutters bebre mu a emwesisi polythene echokum nsuo ne ntimi nko. Who did you polythene all the time? You know me pure all the time.
Me. Oh, me baby am dey to waste.
Yeah, we
My young shut
But don't say ska microphone so say sao. E dey make it. So you can't just throw it away.
No, we'll throw it away. They should ban it. Go to our beaches and go and see.
I say beach no want me nko because we dware na no na e bo.
Go to our beaches and see. Among for Jubanti and Yaden.
Eh asemo.
Dream papa.
Say that wakuma na si aba so do hia time he ba me.
Yeah, me makuma masro. Sa na metie. Say ana metie.
Say ana prof.
Say ana metie.
Onum time class ah.
Time there me no more say and kura double. Because what is a nyama bi wo ho a wo ho. Aya na ni enyan. Nsuo tuto entontom be pai. Ba de biara da no. Me aya na me dem nyame asese time herbal mixture. Enti me dika de bom me ho ban. Me no mo a entontom ne ka me kra na.
Just we secure.
Boy enkomo no ma entie.
Me na sima matiefo nyina free time health center yen asue ye mama fa doctor number yi entudwa said the bia meka no nsuo tuto weda ne mu aye nwunu ahotutuo no aba nanso ye wo ho edema obi biara 0244 417669 0244 417669 and time no ATI ME wose malaria bia ayeziba busumi afimu ensu tobrei mu no wose betu ase kra manipedua no etimi afa no ntoma pa e de efre dua na de hye me de mensasi me bo se yedro no eyedro na yedro a esanyarewa eyedro a eboa amanipedua no etimi afa no ntoma pa efra enu nti na yedi time herbal mixture ho adanse e de ama wo se Pomode aso betu tobi anom na aboa ama nipadua no afa ne ntoma pa e de efra obi bebusa se de ade e na time heba mixture eye ane ye de tu atridi ase ye kase ye dro no eye dro a efri ponim kwaye num enum e na doctor nana otafrija osu agiman berima ba ne nimde ne nyansa onyankopon e de adom no no ode aya bibidro krogen saye no mani padua no na ni padua no emfa ne ntoma pa enfra eye time heba mixture TIME yedi tu atidi ase ye droi enana efritete ye nananom breso wo mo ehye ne dudo eno na wo kosuku a ne ama wabo bi kama ansa na sabia blue sabia nyado watu nan ede esi eno na ama ye nananom enya ahoden ebesi ne ye di ho adanse a na ye adanse krogen se edro no eye edro a esa enyarewa eno nti time heba mixture ye di etu atidi ase afri ni paduanim na aboa ama ni padua no atimi afa ne ntoma pa etimi edi efra enika sam ni se yetu atidi ase afri ni paduanim no na eboa ma utachema atoso no watimi edidi ye na ni padua no akwa no etimi ahyehye kama
all right sad time no so no ma etima wenum toso ye
obedi de afili o
na sentira
ya drone ba ko etimi ka se yesi bubobi nunum bi ne didi
ba unimo first na fufu entwa mienu na mintimi ni
eno nkete de na untimi ni na se twitwa ne bembem
no ye twitwa de central mintimi ni but say be started no time say maka to so brembo so mbremia makoto bi ana me no
ma short intia o next week ma short wa akra
time na short
and na no na aka 25 bucks ni nyina
time na short short
intia
but time
me omo de bi breme by Friday Saturday na me sa
until say de waka no say wapia tete ni yira
me say wo techere ma na beto so no watimi adu na da na say de weather isi akwenu anya enwa nkwai kakra na wo si wutimi ni like go bad zanya wo nkwa de wo ko nkwa wo de wo mpenwa wo ma de ade o enwa dwan ye pa ne abekwai
obuwa se wonya beef kakra
anya amane kakra o de ma combine ne ma
ma de nyabotre o ye oba ntu obetimi a kire ma me nkire me de
kire wo de ne
se wonya beef kakra wonya superku kakra wonya kobi kakra
nkire nko a
nyabotre
oh ana wo kwai de hwe na wo fa nkire ntumo
nyabotre
to aso ne nkwai
wonya superku wonya beef wonya kobi na wonya prekontwere kakra na enumode he
enkwa wonu mu yodo
enumode he ne me na wonya nkruma nware
aw
so what you say nkruma nware na me kan obi ti abonte onim nkruma nware gift to atia onim nkruma nware
enu ye ntiantia fe ni bia na
bi enu so wonim
enu so minim ene we de wo de biti mi
nkruma nware kakra na wo wie a na wonya amareso a na wo dia bolai soup wo di bolai soup ni wi a na wanya mankan fufu
de posimo onu me yo de pa
nkruma nware ne ye nkruma dwane ye
oh okay
so what you say nkruma
awo no
na wo di bolai soup
oh okay
azo pa
wo kire mu a wo nkwa ya wonimu ya
na usanya abani bio unya abea
wo nkwa ya wonimu ya no
unya abea na o di face ya
sa awo kan abea ni bia na bi fata me ba face
na abena me kan o ti ase ko enim yeti
prof ana ai wonu muso bie kama etu mi di ye na ni padua no ahyehye kama prof won say ye kwa ye ba ye bra nyina no e wo se wutimi di ye na ni padua na timi asore waka enti se wantimi ani di ye dia obi so obeka say bia bra wo bra nyina because ye pesika gu ebutum na ne apomuden mapa mi sini PS nita akase time e ba me shedru no esanyarewa etu yare ase na mani padua ne fa na ntuma pefra prof ye dro na nso so atidie so ye ne malaria no ye ne ntale
oh ba won say de bia metena ha me ka ho asem
ye dro ni tu ase
woni me ka ho asem eje say ubenya matridi yade na ebetu ebetu ase nko ba unnom time heba mecha odi ye odada dro anopa wia na enwure unnom a ade afra ne yade oboa
Saudi aboni pedua
no. Me maso ahwe mi bankran hakakra na me yare. No phone.
Na o bankran na wo ye dey.
No phone. Bankran tuntum wa.
And the time about Mr. No no e bo ho buy the free sa na ma we ni na.
No correct. Mesi pi.
Prof, we are Prof. It's 0244 417 For the past 16 years, that's why ejina ye naso. Esan say ye ji ehudi adro ni ye adro. Doctor Ahwe no say, "Eh, ene ma me nkoma ma ne mema. Medwiri won ho. Won dwunso mu, won apomudin mu, ene the time HH mixture ene the capsules e baye.
Sure.
Eboa mo atimi adwunso afili na wo mema ye na esita na wagina brane na oba nso yafra obesima onse na mu so ukokumase na ohwe Ashtown denyan menom ne banti manom ne abrosa ye wo ho nyina ye nananom ye maamenom dia esan setete no mokwa ha kwahai mo ahemfie ho no ye kama enti wo hene ba osikoku emedi achewo abrosa ye mesi wo no madea eno enti wo wale mienu miensa kro obi a wo na abrosa ye eno na doctor ye adro no package ne kama na o si neimu no se na maba wa no so wontimi nkwa ha nko ade a ene bomodia no num HH mixture ene ne capsules na emmoa ensiesia ahemfie ho na enye kama 0244 417 669 Meka wo say yenwe uko Okaishi drug lanes shops akese wo ho bia no so time heba mixture ye product ni bi ye benya bi e de amount enkran ha e wo so to me ho na depo no e wo ofre me fridge na ko bia me drive na me de dro no e de abro
na dro a wo say asort wo be de na drive
dia ko Meka so mo de be ba china ofre me china you get
it china na be ba
enu ahoma china makofa abakora
na do so po na ba
0247 131940 0247131940 ofra enfree enne enkosi wo china nwumre Friday anopa onsa beka drododo bia ope ebia time no yen hye nso se ATI ME malaria bia aye ohawo busumi mu nso otutoyim no onum time heba mixture ebetu ase prof yen hye nso se awo no aba ye mofra no free 12 years ikobia no ye benya no ahotoso se ye be ma time heba mixture ede anom na aboa manipadua no etimi afa ne ntoma pa efra
oyema ye be da se na time HH mixture no de asama America twa to no de se emma munkope se dru no emema so monkope
enya agro
bema wojunso piece enye obi jinso a na de jinso no emu pae a oso me won tafo
bema nso a wontimi mprumu ye kononum HH na wojunso a waprum kama medase o say se bema bia junso a oprum enti obi won mo wontimi mprum enti wojunso onum nro na wobajunso yie na wojunso na bi kam na cheza woprum ye ne mu asane na ni pedua na fa ne ntuma pa e de afia
Yebedase.
Ena
ma no so ma honye kume.
Ho be kama.
Ma honye kume.
Etimi de age ade. Kama. Enya ade a wuwura mu
na. Obadi wo hot you say no ho ofe. Ne kasa ye kama. And so still.
E ho nkoye. Nonum HH mixture ene ne capsules. Tete de no a wo de kwa ha no. Onum am na aye ho nyina kama. Na afro so yo obesima ane.
Oye mama me na se paso.
Mensumidas.
Ebusuafo SOMPA 106.5 FM. Yebeko na yetwan ho abasisi a na yebeko South Africa. Na yakwakodi enkomo ewo ho. Na enkomo ewo ho no say the first badge of a year Ghana this year ewo South Africa. Me no mo ka say ade a wo ma be kansa ewo eye Ghana ha. Entiro yede be yi eye emfonyin bi edi akyeremo wabra wo mo hyase free South Africa wo mo eba eye Ghana. The question I'm asking and say one year eba no adwuma be important na wo ma be ye den na ban e pa ma wo mo ye dan ho aba sisi a
Munde dinam se manya foreign call. Hello papa, what do be a new? Se me feel London, echo US. Na no kwa wo kunkura fa me bo mamania. Na papa mo hot say. Awurade aduma haboko. Na me kujejesi, echo bo simpene mo. De wo ton adansi ho nyama no so. Wo hye ho de.
Wo hye ho. Echo ba, mesi wo bo aduma kura sre kane no a. Na wo dro US won so manfo bo ndin sa na.
Papa US hakura de. Na me kujejesi company limited ajiba bia. Wo Holland, Germany, France, Italy, London, Canada. Eba adensi ho nyama dia. Obia se na nakojejesi company limited. Na matese wo bi depo kesie bi e wo kasoa. E ho na wo bia koto adensi ho nyama. Na eye no kura papa.
Eye no kura pa. A police station in Chenhua.
Ekuo ba sempre mono no. Onye mereda. Hwe, we kura no miense mua ene obi en fufuro yawo. Ba ko obu akwase paase kumase. Ene ba ko so pokura se nkran ha. Obi ase na na kodwogasi eye bemaba. E wo dansi mu. Auto cement, iron rods, banding wires, and adua plywood and just said about dance roll. To say bibia de share a dance ya se de ko wie. De poni nyina so eye tufo bo. Wo du ka mu a, wo ko ja free. Akra wuyi ka so depo ene pokrasi de no kwa to nchen a wo sa wo bu akoteman Tantra Hill Iron City amanfrom wo sa bie depo kese so e wo Koshiman Kumasi sepase depo no kwa da nchen a ebi so magazine road head office no wo bie depo kese so e wo da de ntam edwiso Akra road Femesa opposite Alhaji Salia ampaba meboshen Tanoso Breman and Amanfrum. Numbers of man for the fray 0244 313 752 and 0244 41 93 93. Nana Kujesi Company Limited. Hey, a Kuabas in Primono.
In the stillness of the morning, before the noise of the day begins, there is a sound rising, a sound of prayer, a sound of power, and a sound of victory.
Yamawakwaba was SOMPA First Service. I was SOMPA TV, SOMPA Radio.
Your early morning altar of encounter. Join Bishop Albesaki Kwampo.
Onyakupondi for Wastrano Eweye Brim, and Amnensaso Ama Onyakupo Yahon Wadepi.
Through this prophetic platform, destinies are aligned, burdens are lifted, and lives are transformed.
We know Butaiti to us SOMPA First Service. Our Homae, a new TV program keke. A bra or Sonia Sasishia. A bro Nankupon Kasa Chenema.
Set your alarm, tell a friend, gather your family, and let the Spirit of God reposition your life.
And SOMPA First Service in Chawu Hoda, a Yadrada Kusi if Yadanopa, Anopano Nunkusi Anopanusia. Fawudanina Sheradensa, na erade beye.
Emra, me pacho brana me hwa de wo bag.
Bra, aden, ena so biem.
Time eba me hye ya me kan se yi ba kun. Ani wayi mi ensei.
Bra, sanya time eba me hya esia jimi ni fiefo enya de abako ebeso yen.
We de udi se ofa ni nyina.
Time eba me hya me kase me di wa dance ya heaven ena de me kwa akopie. Enti se malaria we draw ne time eba mixture.
Enye anu ku o de na numo to a wontimi ani die no. Time eba mixture duo no ena ye ma o. Oba a wafa afuo de wo ma akoda no fo. Ene akoda wonni fie dumienu entimi nim aduro yi bi. Se obato aduro yi bi anoma. Hwe se wako hospital anase lab ame yehu se wo atudie malaria yi bi ansa. Se o peta meba misha enru dudu etu a fo ani kire KNG Herbal Center ewo Emrom Abidjan House ana ba ko so wo atonso wo na ko junction.
Enu echi obenya bi atowo over the counter medicine sellers. Ene herbal shop dodo na em.
Pre 0244 417669.
Ayo, set time no TIME. Time herbal mixture. Afi malaria fever bi adani ziba ewo munu betu ako.
FDA aje ejodi nkratwe yi atu.
Hajia special local foods abakade enye aduane ne aduane o ye wa aduane ne ye wa aduane enye nwanwa se Ghana ha ahemfo eyi akese wadi na kese party akese se wo pebe bi a wo be serve wo ma wo ho se ye buffet ene wo mo ye se ye local continental dishes a wo bi e twa nani a Hajia special local foods e wo hacho atomic kwan no so ho no de enti e fani local foods ne se enye wo mo ye aduane a na wo mo tentam tomatoes wa pro meko apro jena apro garlic apro no de aye aduane se eya abonti na aduane edi yenye ne bisa dabi Hajia suro nyame etinye nwanwa se Ghana ha etitire se ministries agencies akese eyi ahemfo na nanom ahema mo wo mo tenase no mo si ye bedidi ye didi eziban ye didi a wo mo se mo mfa Hajia special local foods efise hono ena aduane no ekoyie Ghana ha ba bia wo mutimi serve Hajia special local food pese wo fra eye 024 635991 024 635991 and answer 059 479 7215 eye 059 479 7215 na with them
21st clinic aye sciatica expert sciatica no o nerves na wo to ase na fa wo siremu na fa wo nansa
asia besi asie ho no se ho techema eno ene yefa ne sciatica na etimi bubu oto ase ka wo se dwe wo sirem woje ho ba bia enye na eno na 21st clinic ba ye adwuma pa wo mu ye ntia basobo o magye wo Ghana ha ene amono ne enya asem ketewa wo mu gi international awards ahodo wo mu gi local awards ahodo na anu nso na wo mu bie the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim ha no ebi ni ba bia gi se 21st clinic nkwa wo mu die bibiduro ene besa o yare no masa de machine aka ho eya yare sabia yare bia wutimi de ko ne mama ade ba ko a wo magye din wo mu pa no eye sciatica ena stroke nso de kwa diabetes ne hypertension ne ade Ghana ha ba bia wo mu ho enkran ha se ye wo Tantra Hill runabout se wo free enkran eba ye wo wonsa nifa so wo fra masaman so na eba nso a wonsa bonkum so eho na wo behu ye 0540311311 0540311311 na se 21st clinic still wo mo ye sciatica expert. Aha! Just hot kinky.
Just hot kinky.
Hey, your hot. Just bread and pastries is say. Just hot kinky dokunua. Ye di yellow corner vitamin A womono. Na ye 3 Ghana so the sepe.
3 Ghana so the sepe.
No more muto dokunua montinso. Eno no mutu etono. Se say die occasion bia. Se wo pe dokuna serve wa wo ho a. Wo die free. Na ye customize the mount. Se the wusi penny bia. Protein opese de ka ho. Ni ayama wo kama. Yes, we'll take orders for every occasion and you can customize the price of your orders based on the kind of proteins you like at a very affordable price. And to say, Obi say just hot kinky. Enwa. Any de serve ya wo. Just bakery e wo dome. Commercial bank in Chenwa. Enti freying and wo 02560688832. Na yen customize wo orders ne ma. Never serve wo se de wo se pen pepe. Just hot kinky.
Just hot kinky.
Eh hot.
Abusha for Yamama Kwaba so SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and Country Suni exactly 8 minutes to 4 p.m. But the Yabekos is here enche na yakwaku di enkomo every South Africa. Yeni abema kwabana kusi or ye Ghana nidishia or no war South Africa na yeni enkomo newi because we are told say the first badge of returnees from South Africa due to the xenophobic attacks on my Ghana. But the question I'm asking is how are we going to integrate them into our society? Ejuma bengna abanga shisha whatever returnees here every South Africa. That's a very important question because say kasi evacuate him from South Africa ide abagana until omo bano juma beng na omo ba beye. Ejuma beng na omo ba beye. Ebi mu wo a wo matu kwan ko South Africa but wo mo ba ikra be bi on be dakra ho oden abinding hihye bi egu akwan mu ana ekomo we yebedi ne newi e wo SOMPA 106.5 FM ba me no ka say Gifty e wa ha she speaks for the NDC or a member of the national communication team of the NDC Parkwesi Shandoff so Atanase on the anon pen wasam also Atanase is a member of the national communication team for the New Patriotic Party. Shandoff net is saying Patro, on your microphone. Why? Good to have you here.
Can say akonya na we the main franchise mama knew about here.
Only Neshada.
David, this is my first time.
Oh, first time.
My first time.
Oh, okay. Shandoff.
That Luma Nyumbi boy or say Nyamia Bomma. I said Nyamin Shama. I think there be Nyabo trip.
Also, you choose your words carefully. Nyami Aboma, not just over Trahano, word minor.
You know, no.
The word minor.
No. Let me say no.
Word minor.
Oh, Abuchi, I thought that was some question. I'm some
but question, word minor.
Abuchi, Nyango Pony Ukraine, say Nyame Yawadona, Oboa Hofa. It is people who are going to let you know that you are pretty. And Mire Munona, Miss No. Bright time bonny because Nipakona wa pay me with and that's what so intimi me. You know, Gifty is quite she's a very pretty lady and NDC for radio.
Mama can be because also a pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Mama fa we so. She is irresistibly attractive.
Abochi.
Yeah.
Me Judy.
Miss me Judy.
Now
every people work on there.
Nyamina do we be some question there and there ye minority leader. Afenyo marking me by me to be a happy birthday.
And then the birthday.
Within
the media networks, what is Obi man happy birthday? Maintain you.
In fact, and I'm saying me behind say and I hire na me feed that maintain so be a wish happy birthday.
Na aye dendra.
And they
aye nin some kind be o kan nya Ghana for dendra.
And they afenyo market birthday minority leader boss yet shao bibia wo bia na sama awodapa na ma wotinkwa ye se nyagopon ahoden e de ma say adwuma pa wodi aboa Ghana any MPP amanyoko no nyagopon enkosoma wasa ahoden na egusu do say adwuma no.
Sir, enwa woti a press conference no ye?
Yes, I actually heard it.
Think some now okay no, you are in sync with it.
How can I be at loggerheads with my minority leader? We are tiny chipping. In fact, he's been a solid minority leader. Oshe Ebra, you free. You be a minority leader. Yeah, people thought that yes, numbers and there, but we've consistently shown the other side of the house that it's not only about numbers, but it's about the quality of the numbers that you have, and on every front, you know, where there has been that decision, say or say yes, me making our views heard on issues. No, he's been the one to champion that in the house, and he's a friend is saying I'm stood his grounds. It has not been a smooth ride, but then by far and large, at the end of the day, I said Ghana Timenya into my periphery. And to be honest, at every point in time, the minority has been quite solid, and he has been the one leading that particular charge. And ye bona basu ye na MB before ye mana mo my pa ni like it maswa odi na yetanechi. And you no kwan and then na woda MP for Gushegu. Oh sir. Asan Tampuli Sulemana. MP and so any birthday ntino ye mu nyina awodapa na ye receive ye nuanom gramophone na by kadesala ye se nyagopon ahoodi ni shira e de momo se adwumade o ala komudi enye boko na the times in which we are no enye boko sa the flood na experience na abochi won say baby am free ban me fa Rija meet my fast streets on the main Kaswa Malam highway so, but and I'm said traffic sometimes me from Kofa Rija Chihono, so that I'll be able to beat the traffic now. And I saw a video where the MP for Rija Gbawe now original the constituency like Hono my baby you know when dam Nankasa he was trying to ascertain the level of distraction also. Today I got the chance, when I got there I had to stop and have a view for myself. It's not the cell can once them. It is very sad. Dime be one man so na kataso. Oh yeah. And them say damn no as I try it like I say be damn like a crabby aka. Oh, it's bad. It's very bad now. Oh share the level of devastation here there. And you see, I think as a minor, we need to be a friend is me. When I'm missing cannot say yes, so you take our lives, I can't say we have to be responsible for our lives. I think the son of me can because Oshe baby and Kofobi so sisi adanisi na. I ask myself, say, if not for greed and that competition and I said then the remember my auto asasi wo in so say dam ni and dam ni chen so say a river kakasa da ho. People have built closer to it. Depa dem kwa na be ma to dan wo area like that. And in fact, me who that level of devastation na asefem pa. And in fact, I'm sure say MP and there or that or not. Because now when I saw the video and I saw his demeanor, I say he's extremely worried because so yes say the job na they are swell and what penisa people would want to come knock at your door and see the kind of help at the moment. Yes, they will not move forward, they will do their job, but at still move forward. I don't understand why some chiefs, because we say like about you say Ghana Highway, your lands in Boma, their government land, their two lands, near family lands. There is two lands near there, and a great job by also more of a stool land near there. I didn't know yet na homa, your tons are saying you can say your tongue.
Say it again.
Your tons are saying you can see your tongue. Those that are closer to the river banks and to the dam. Into like an Fofona or Mashama in go for Ewu, in go for Japadi Seno. How do they feel about this? And you be ban a government as a traditional leader and then you go on social media, you see how your people are wallowing. How do you feel as a traditional leader? I think some money being a traditional leaders they need to a friend is saying draw their minds to if say like imagine maswa say any sikabia na yedi my engine in kofona yedi ya to o man say den yen hye won so no anase bia yen da o man no me say they draw no man encourage enconform nyama yababe yehu kwan ho people cannot enter there, and I'm wondering where they slept even last night.
Me a social media page SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra obo here casa as submit
ABOTCHIE ASFM
insu amene casa ni
ASFM papa and in confon so amoye desperate to build sebe yen casa men bobra me insidan, but think of the long term measure
baby wakwakoto
asasi and the usu for ban. What at all can the government do? Obia on the limit sebe obetime the true nadmu the mattresses ni no maybe abram, but that one cannot compensate the
the loss.
It's sad. It's sad. Where can you say? Oh, them man, you soon in China, they'll go back to that same place. Why do we have to do that? This to ourselves.
By me, they come in.
So you're doing as a people.
Me pacho, come in kwa dia. Anka baby and so ne yiria afa fear. Any dining near structures is so yinan. I was anka buying dreaming.
So you see, the problem is that any baby and so could be an AC in so crime. It is because people have built on the waterways no. Anything that in so be at travel far to even baby any question can so put through. Because baby here so far main ultra barrier, Kasa barrier now. Baby the last time I mentioned that Atala side on. Sa particular Atala building el konini na honim na ye water passager. There shouldn't be any building or like I can say el honum. When him said the recent idea me won say Yababe Mountain a very huge your friend is saying billboard. Yes here a block the little baby ina kana or say so far no. You say see huge billboard and I said that blocking her cry. The be at dinner as on Mangana. It appears that nothing is working in this country. Sebi ya doing so can't we let it work? ABOTCHIE sometimes so like in as much as we sympathize with the affected victims. We ought to be truthful to ourselves as a people. Say and say how does our conscience deal with us? Say baby I will come out our billboard until like a the various people to our more municipalities the engineers of the various what are they also doing? Because people cannot go and build without coming to take permits near the do they follow up and go and check where people are building? At the end of the day, when this devastation happens, by the central government now, we are all running to. They will do what they can, but at the end of the day, lives will be affected.
And you know, abanshi share what they are ba, sir, womu babe bane the use of plastics in this country. No, you see it as a step in the right direction because, sir, ushe yensuo ahodwa ewo omemuha. Full of plastics.
Yeah.
Share lagoons.
Yeah.
Share a prono anokrana a time.
Yeah.
A buying step you were or take it to ban the use of plastics. No,
I support it. We ought to find solutions at some point. And if banning the plastics, or honestly the usage of the plastics, is one of the steps. I support it 100%. We need to find ways to keep some of these things. Now, and plastics now you're banning them. In Kofa or more institutions are not. Almost share. Emma yetimi kontonton sa si beni kwase yetonton. Omo ye like ni da home man kofoko is a dance be beni kwensin. Those people need to be punished. We need to punish people in this country. And you can say ye jo musa because plastics okay, so when people don't use the plastic and then a dan like CCC way and your plastics been go ho e dan na yesi in so kwan so. It's about banning the plastics is one step. I think we need to commend the government and we should ensure say people would what comply. But at the end of the day, building building or water runways and not say say engineers say call every municipality and I say every district those who are in charge town and planning committee for the engineers of those various or say time be a building people need to be responsible for that or say you're punishing for say a fine if it's an imprisonment carbon or say we need to do it in this country because yent means sound like a banankasa or bottom on for crunches no at least like the command a friend saying I'm not move for more the bremo. Why do we do this to ourselves? People we have to start waste that money to come and help and support these victims. We need to sit up as a country. Na yema no ma hu hian ABOTCHIE. It's up.
All right. I mean, that was say SOMPA 106.5 FM. Yeah, because South Africa says yeah, near Kwakudin Komobi or Homeba. I'll get to Gifties. Now we'll also take a listen to what Gifty has to say on this particular subject. You can watch me. Now, yenya bema kwabena kusi ewa man. So kwabena na mpacho na point saying.
Oh, no kupado me hoye na musoi.
Yeah, hoye pa. Now South Africa, it is saying.
South Africa there said the winning no a neman kunyi so but Yankopado munti yewum ahwia na yewum so and as it
na kwabra nyabotre se uka say neman still enko ye wo South Africa na den na opachire
oh na me batch say baby ye nwan mo no omo mfa no easy so
omo mfa no easy ewo ekwan bensin so
ewo say ye 2020 omo fi bibi omo tie so omo fa mu ba omo ho nchen na jo ewo fie ebe ha omo adwene ibebri adwane afi omo fie omo tete na fo
wow and that is very serious. But the Kwabena confirm this to us. Now, in an interest, I branch bia na odi a Zulu for the Nimuno, sa branch no. A yadia wamo abonitu, sang commono, then a unim found.
Oh, there be Bibian was a Finkan.
Until dear Yamuno social media, and Yano Craig.
Baku ne call a friend say on call Cape Town. So we call an omochino. And your chronic case, no mean the accusisi, but the woman say, according to some of our match. Also, Cape Town, dear, a one brought for do 1 hour. So, it's your call could do because I send him omochino.
And
only I did okay. But I had sure some money bill. I had the own check near my bill. So
okay. Now, me macho, dear womochino on no ye koko tintinana.
It's about who about you say round. And about who him down.
Ono ye koko and him down play. Baku ye koko so wa. And only
yeah, there also no ye. The name da home. The meaning name.
Ono no mochino no.
Ono there no chin. The enyon ye chin. Ye chi de na bogi say o wa bogi sabo. Ono no mochino.
Entino dia ye hu wo social media no so say ya boni tu ekunu no enye no kre.
Oh, there be enye no kre.
Now, says here no minimum who da so South Africa ho na enya de wo be Ghana ha bia na
na me ka say we no be kaya me ne modi nkom me ka say ye nhihye ne afri ha so ye guso say o say ye wo ne ma bebre ye wo ha ne ti o say ye de anwoma tutu ya kwemu ansa ansa etima ba enti ye no na eguso a ye boabo ye ho kakra.
And you know, say South Africa there, and what about you ama aye foreigners to Ghana for a
yeah, me the mate met to a move so be so baha pass or betrahana or beshe. In future, dear Unjai, a manema, son with my country papa. Because I'm you know, a problem. A problem. The one is almost who am I there for any different. So, if you have a day, and I dare no more, so you don't be jada. I'm telling you, a because every 4 years to 3 years, we're because
now, so far, no, maybe, so far, no, Ghana need this who be a kana.
SOMPA FM.
Ghana need this be who kana. Ghana need this be as assuring them kwa. And I say be a prepra.
There be obien a word ye obien but yeah your group in utra ye na kutuma. And a house no say what was the almost all your home to say nipa be me and sabi kra na ko shi omo na omo ha adwene omo be haw and no met ma boa robo agije ohunwema enti no some question the nipa be etisha daily basis it happen all the time so
okay
when no so hosta yeah
enti say ye de ni kire South Africa sesi a ehifa ne hifa na xenophobic attacks no ano ye den pa
baby ano ye den pa no ye efre baby Durban Durban ano ye puna no ha ena nata no so ye ne ho na ye Zulu for no hometown tisenka Kumasi aha ena nura say every day 3 days ago so be from Blue Fontaine almost ho aka pa nya sem kitwa ho
wow
okay after manya wasemo do omo bo ti onu wo Blue Fontaine ho do lead omo wo ho no or start ho or no omo bo ti akunu ho
that's lovely. The all starting or no mabo ni tu ekunu no na we tu obodo mu no obetimi ede nkomo amayen se ya posifo na bo ni tu anasa hwan no mo bo ni tu
wonso enye omkrofo na bi eni nje do mo ye no
okay
so enti ye hwema ye omkrofo na bo ni tu ku no
wow
and na me can some so chow say oni ba ko na owa abogise no enante no
yeah
ono so ma question fi o ma question fi jobo
South Africa for na question fi
South Africa for na ena ifo so betima ye o ma ye gidi so metimi de boni adi o mo so ye ifo Zimbabwe for yeah, Zimbabwe for bit my side no.
Almost so many thing pa.
Say o say emra almost shaka Zulu time no. Hamu almost try to Zulu for bi mo dwane ya almost ka Zimbabwe.
Oh okay.
So ha no mo no almost Zulu for but almost ba ha. We no mo nji almost ntum. Ti say ye fa ne say ye nwia anwafo ne togufo no ha sa na koye
oh okay
omo pa ha na omo ntiti omo ye kura ti omo say no omo no timi ye sa abone no etia omo ti e sure say omo na ye sa de
no undimi nka say we sure because you don't have evidence to that effect you betimi susu say omo no mo ye but you can say say we sure say omo na omo ye sa de na say fine say no Ghana this year was South Africa no dudu na e wo pepa say omo beba Ghana na
say no die metima ka say die asi no die ama obi adwuna sesa eti say no dudu na beba because you say play no si play no besa a continue aba so and na my hope play no besa aba nyeta stop say enti ama obi a dey try so boaboa no ho ti na make a chiro no obi a boaboa na aba dudu na beba I'm telling you yes, you need to do one.
And you know, walk us through the process. Sir, Ghana ni bi wo ho na otie SOMPA sisia. Onim kwan obefa so a aban hihye a wo de ato ho se oba befa de hye wo South Africa no. Obenam so e kwan ben so na nipa no e wo so ofa so na otimi catch eye Ghana for attention na de ne ba.
Okay, the woman say your creative platform bi wa ha. And no grass to create a platform. You create and Kebiana Sadi way happen here. It is our platform, no. No, an ambassador, no, or a very good, very good. Only yes, never be clear. Or Bunny Pine, Nini Padin Como, the fair. It's a ma on platform. It's obi ade na asem gbato so a onya information na for
Wow.
Minia. Any common yedi na no ote. Ye inform no nti oya we.
Okay. Ye jawa ma kwa asembe na ode tudwa.
Sompa FM.
Me ba chote benka.
Me too kasa
okay. Se no eye Ghana mpanyimfo no. Oma bomo anhoba say eyade a mu ye be fam free South Africa ha ho e de bagana ye be pa adwuma bia ma mo aya na oma ka bibi sa kire mo.
Oh, there be among cast, but the TN say so bedra almost 5 package be at the Bemau. So me who the package no more can was no. It's your more corner. Omo ko do near who sa package na and the me who at the current your cancer. So me work with 5 package.
5 packages.
Yeah. 5 packages. Yeah.
All right. Kwabra kusi my nas because as we speak now no dear. Say infonya me hwe no. I say say Ghana this year womo ye prepared say womo be fi South Africa eba Ghana. But the TSO ayensa Canada say the first 300 no. Ade a womo ababedu Ghana na unafofo no bi ka ho a womo di kan aba na.
Minim nipa ba ko a yeah minim no anra kra no obekra mi ansa woko.
Obekra ansa woko.
Yeah on the also can ho bi on kra no on tia papa. No ya kra no dey by.
Ono so mbo na na.
Oh there be o mambo no.
Say udi
we jani ka kra wo ha. Yeah. Ya dia kwesi wo be bia ma no nti. Ya hwede be. Yeah.
Kwabra kusi ewe ye beda wase. Why?
Yo, me some da masi bebre. Why? Okay.
But I nya hwe ye, but one kasa de unya ya nka wo ma.
Oh, eba yeah, she aba nti ye beba. E bia na ya kwere last batch. You go so. Why?
But the America chair when you say munya hwe ye. Na o hwe Ghana for do do e South Africa. Say wo do we kan kan mu a mo be say
yeah, does because minim kra no ye ko be ye din komo bi obi kra na kan ye be do bet my 15,000 yeah.
Wow. Why? Kwabra kusi ewi ye da se why? Say o de enkomo free South Africa their brain. Abuja for SOMPA 106.5 FM Sydney for God and country. Aye. Gifty. I don't know.
It is well.
It is well. When will be all South Africa?
I don't know. Me busa for moon 2 coins out.
Za.
Hey, omo beja plenty abobita diako.
Horo you high.
Masa.
O meja den.
Ukro mo akpene eni abobita diako ana.
Debi u akpene crown akpene bobi bobita dila.
Even myself, I can travel but I can stay for a week or 2. Na mababa.
Because of akpene bobita.
Oh, yes. Very healthy food. Angwa bi enim yeah.
Very very good.
Very very good.
And no do we are now team fifre nkaka no pa. Na we nya baby.
But aside that no ukro ya ukro.
Sure.
What is here? In as much as we are complaining about ejume ni ho any ye hie sika dia ye ejuma and all those things no. Ni ameka say ukro ya ukro.
Sure.
Yeah. Say uti ha no se unye bibi di anapa ewia na jonku ade a you need to learn how to put 1 or 2 year pakpakpa bi na wa ye den when you are
surviving
very well. We are all surviving though en sheda nti se ne aye nyina ye pese be ye mom ba nyame na hwe nipa what is here e nyankopon na hwe ye President Mahama on to me in country ye se ono an hwe ne ho da bi. In as much as your president, taxpayers' money ye ditu ya nika no ntu me hwe so no no hwe ne ho. Ade beche ade besa no na nyankopon nim ne a wo bedi mpo ansa na ade eche.
No kre.
What you say? So bibie mu no nyame na ye dan no nti waka obi kuro so na enya
was so who sign by baby a we den wo free because even umami biti as papa biti unuanu mo kro mo wa hakra no they are surviving.
Sure.
They don't even have passports but they are surviving. What is here? So near Abano because so many years omwat na hwa ye adwuma service ka obi say no mo ka say ne car or the aja baby bia na ekwan ya obefa so kra di car na abakra no aye problem but ni American say His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana era Kwame John Dramani Mahama Sremu Jata any Miami Nua Bema senior Bema Samuel Okujeto omoyade because when you look at Nigeria and other countries, no, I don't think they are putting up something like this to bring their people home. But Ghana, ya dear, says he came home po. Yenko IMF ayedibebu or mining po. We've been able to gather people in South Africa. Our first batch 300, right? Abedru Ghana Kromuhano. I was say boy abina basopa because Ghana is a peaceful country. Many can say when you get the numbers and figures omutu quite under the former president and the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni Bawumia. It's a huge number. We all saw it in this country. When they were messing up the country, Kasa, Kenya said the direction in which you are leading the country, no, enye nasabi omubu diagu omasum omunte no ena bebre na den efri kromu ha. We saw the likes of nurses, we saw the likes of teachers, masons ni niama. Ene yen can say people are traveling but not at the rate at which people left the country somewhere 2020 to 2024 more free so what is here but near yebe can say abanya yade or the first badge na by na metie minua bema the Minister for Foreign Affairs in so we can say or be enye ade omubejo omumu kwasa but they will have some packages for them but he didn't outline their packages near den ebia omu abedru die he will bring out the packages for ye nyina na ya so ate so for now no we will not hesitate to mention anything being it jobs or yebema osika so as moreover abanya shasi edi ejumera national apprenticeship program people are benefits from it so why about 800,000 has benefited from it. We gusu aye jumas abanya ye promise Ghana for say ye beye ma Ghana for hu atom say ne beya the unemployment rate now ye far from 14.7 no ye beya den ye beba from drastically many who can say uko Ghana statistical mo page so the unemployment rate no kra aye den I drop it to 13.8% as I speak to you. I don't know, currently I have not checked though because from the time I have checked from last month to the last 2 months no there are some new jobs be yet to me ayeden afa yenuanu ma omo egusu ayeden say juma no so it's a good news, a good move in the direction of the Honorable Foreign Affairs Minister and His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. Ufie nyekra ufie so omo aka no ye bonya empires e kwan a we mu fa so ebedru asundwe mu no omo nso befa so sa na omo ayede omo aba ba we nso koma ebusuafo omo di hye ebe fie asem na ato omo wa kwantu omo enti omo ba obi wo ho na wanfa hwe ya ma na ebusua ebe ye ne he yesra mu asem na ato no enye sa nko no kra be ma ne obi ba wa be mu che bibi wo fie na ebi kan mu ma ebi su omo so mu nche na ebi nsu omo so because owo ho no bebre na adwe fie hu e ma omo ma ne fie enti wanya asem a wa ba no na ye nyina ye ni be ye den e be ko omo so and those who have opportunities like ya nua be ma Ibrahim Mahama yenya baaku a onu nasem ne sha ase e ba social media kra no he's been established by Ibrahim Mahama baba na kuma pa no Ghana for nyina yenhwe so wo adwuma bi wo bebi na ye nuanu mu omo efri we ya ba na eno betumi a survive no for some time a wo betumi aye den ebie mu ama omo aso ate na omo nso abaye den abaye bi na omo nso a survive ewo sa atoye nchem menka ne sa etu omo wo
ohawa atu
very well enti eno no me di besi ho. So maybe from Echinaya Kono, we'll hear from the Foreign Affairs Minister the packages he has for them. Yeah. And met to also with the flood issues, no. Sifin, but personally, it's not only flood issues na higher woman way more. When you say aquine baby ye aquine so we no so higher Ghana kromwa.
No correct.
Yeah, because where I stay, I don't know. My brother is mentioning me area honyina. That's my constituency. Hon so na mete. Hon na ye wo me. Hon na ye tete me. But I just left to school, stay in Sakumono Spinters, baby, honum baby na me samba and all those things. But truth be told, me can say the local government born in humodin. By the end of the day, no ni humodin no or bono. It's not descending to the base. Municipal chief executives no. They are not educating young crop for no more the localities no about laws are a govern obi a okoto asase. Any baby a ubesi dan. Any planning would be den would be si woodine no. So one, I will say that the municipal chief executives, any omu engineers ni omu crop no, they are failing us as a country. Omo failure. In as much as I will say my party is in power no. Me personally, baby amete me mamete me nia bema esi o si dan kakra bia mame and trust me, de bia me ni nkofo kun was area ho because baby abobo yampo befa edi ahwea beba begu aye de be ye adwuma no ebi ni ho.
Really?
I'm telling you, and these are places growing up. Many etiti, you know, they were space a car etumi fa ho ebefie. But today, obiti tabo daimu those days, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, na nyamye shira ne kakra no obe si dan ya. Na ekwan na e wose oja ansa no si dan na wa pushi ni dan na ba ekwan ni mu.
And so assembly obi aka ho hwe.
That is the issue. What you say, that is the problem we are facing as a country. You see, Honuma, my brother mentioned of Ahinfufu onu, stool lands, family lands, me mami ne di jame, me papa ne di jame, and to wo ko idi me hia kakra me di be didi nti meton. Wo to asasinu, are you aware say there is a law governing asasina wo kwa akoton no? You understand? Emra wa asase na wo bosti wo hu no di wo sabo ukuku say ye medie no emra wo hu ai wo say wo ti ase wo say municipal fo no educate ye maame no mo no ye papa no mo no ye nua no mo ti sa locality ne say hu baby a light sport sibia no that should tell you say e ho no dachi e bia na akwan betumi aye den afa ho. Oh baby a high tension will be your mind should tell you say it is not appropriate for a building.
But Ghana for you.
What you say me who say you ko obi fia me enfa me hu.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm telling you because no, let me be frank with you.
Who say you ko obi fia
enfa me hu. Because who koto asase no you know say ehonu e waterlog area. And you want to pay huge money for it. Asase to asem ketwa. Before you work and gather money, say me koto asase, say me unya badwin ba unto me to asase. So why dream hu? Why you juma so many years? And yet that cropen na ye juma nye sika. E di to asase. Inti what dream hu sa ye juma e save 1 CD, 10 CD, 20 Ghana so many years of your life. And that should tell you say adia na me di mi moja eni me fifiri e kwa akoto no e wo say ya dipa. But ukwa baby a ubehu bia say obi esi dan wo ho ana wo wusike bi ntimetu me feel nsuo ni mokra obeye den obeye. I think there was a time Weja Dam hu ho no kra ye hu say people were feeling there. But say municipal for no ko ho no when omweja omo feeling omweja wo ho Weja Dam.
And then me the other side of the gate. That was what I was saying earlier, no. In fact, there are houses that have been built, newly built houses, and it's covered by rain. Yesterday, I saw the MP in Soko area, but I didn't understand the level of devastation. Gifty. Until today, I got down and I saw the thing for myself.
So that is it. Inti uye juma, na wo bre sebi na enye money laundry na wo ye. Sebi na enye se wo ye scamming ejuma bi. Unye hu sika. Umbransa na unye sika na ukoto asasi ya. You should be able to detect say baby ameto asasi no. Eye baby pa na enye baby pa. If I am the minister for Greater Accra, Honorable Linda Oklu, who is doing so well, me enka edanu uda sorry anapa udemukra na yabe bubu because sabi Sebi because they be a wukotonu, you should know.
But give to Jabo Trey. Remember what was way back 1973. Na yenya flooding. Ewo Kruimu, Ghana. But you bet me Facebook was here. We'll show that video to you. 1973. Now there were flooding issues. Ewo Ghana ha. So udi chimwa kwa Facebook wall, you would see the video there. SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra. Way back 1973. Ukohwa, you see that Ghana ha ne were flooding problems. 73 na me di mfie sen. Anana me mama po we sha me papa. Way back 1973. Now your flooding problems say ha. Me pa cho your Facebook wall na ko he. Safo for 1973 ne to so. 1973 bi da ho. Be shara na de to so fa to so na he. 1973. 1973 we had that problem. Shekas aka I assume 1973 time. Flooding in Accra, Ghana, 1973. Here am I for the original hoy. 73 no maybe say. Now what the fear in fear saying? 1973 no. Now what the fear saying? Ghana we had those challenges. And that time no flooding am for a solve problem. About this your friend solvers in any man and a dino. So it means that this problem has been with us since our independence. Let me come in a bit. Problem where it's been with us since independence.
Unim say the problem has been with us since independence. And then in 2016, and in 2016, that was when the Planning Act, Town Planning Act was putting up. Rollins did his own, but the Rollins they were not able to enforce that law. Somewhere 2016, and as our Planning Act, no so review ye bium. No, wait, mommy, let me finish. That was the Act, Local Government Act 925 and 936, Section 117. Ehona ube hunu na ehonu enka local government honu was ho. It descends down to the municipality. And on American say there is not a community engagement about these things. And in the year me yano because me area no me no ukasa the me no ukasa it has to take myself. Me amiti me ankasa to call some people in the community and be advising them say baby I will see den that ebe den ebe how. So what is the work of the municipal assembly? Engineers no mugu hono. When information doesn't descend to the local people, no the problem ba. Niya maybe say na ye di ba.
But if you watch the video, since 1973, iso na bubu obi dan no. 73 na me di mfie sen.
So we have failed.
So
we have failed. Not only this government, not only we have failed as a country to put up the Planning Act na ye di ba ye no. What he has here? Not only this government. We have failed totally when it comes to the Planning Act of a country or of a community, no. We have failed. Many who can say, obi to me sit down, or koba sa na wabeton aha kakra ma foreigner bi. Say foreigner no so nya den ombesi ni dan without permit. But these are some of the things I was saying. The municipal chief executive under him no works and housing no omutumi shansana. Omo ye den omo ma obi permit a obeye den obesi dan ba ku ye den osi mama nkan we ma osi what does this means for you ba ku ye land ownership documents I was say omo hwe we nyina architectural and structural drawings. This determines baby a wo ba besi wo dan no municipal fo ye den ahwe sa niama we nyina di ama wansana wo be kwa akoye den akoji permit ba se ebi ni ho obi kura esi dan oyi onu akope red mark abetro ho stop work se ne ebe ya municipal fo ne kura be ba no onu atro ho dada obeka che se ebi mu aba wo be komokomo no no onu ankasa na aye den atro. That is the mentality of Ghanaians.
Ghana ha amakwesa
Maza, me say a man 4 years ade no wo krom ha. Ono abetro because oba municipal for ne ba no mo betro wo ho a. Is it that said they will take you money because they are not even working according to their rules and regulations. What is here? So this all boils down to education. It is not going down well. Education municipal for no education in koyie. E was say obi ante ne ho ase. Say baby am ibesi dan enye ahimfufuo no omunti omu ho ase say who ton asase a Ramsar site any water waves no yen to asase manipa e wo ho no in as much as say eye family land eye friend say chieftaincy land or say one omo friend two lands or so one omo friend no it is not mandated say e ho no eye water wave a wo be ye den wo be ton. Enti nieko ni dia me if I'm the regional minister I am the NADMO director me bubu dynasty ni omu ye ne wo Ghana kromu ha
ba gifty one say asamo a eken Pakwesi Shandoff since 1973 na e dey achiremo no Accra was flooding Odo river dey dey
Abochi
Odo na anamo kana say Odo na river dey dey e dey amanfo abegada ho 73 kra that one na e mambi a champion time.
Yeah, the military regime.
And a champion ababe jina hono.
Abuchi, I think so be kaya last week me ba say last 2 weeks me ba no.
Yeah.
I spoke about the fact that I'm penning for or maybe di nimuko as after coming Kumano.
Yeah.
We have all failed Ghana.
Oh.
Yeah, you see, let's be nationalistic in our views and in our approach. We have all failed Ghana.
Wow.
Hey, Kwame Nkrumah had no template. Na time Obabedi so as my president no. Na Obi Ambeye president da. He didn't know about what somebody did right or what somebody couldn't do right. He had no to follow and say, okay, I had my predecessor be into my main say. But we came to meet template of what he could do or what he was planning for this country. Bema beye bi wan beye ni nyina. Leaders are be you cool ebe to a man penny for ABC and there Fourth Republica enjoy democracy. We have failed this country. Ebani said that from 1973
73 video
we are seeing this thing happen and there you see say areas and your money see wo no na ken flag na ye ho no and areas need ya because we dealt with that place
but it is the same area.
The same place. And I'm internet, you see, when it comes to some of these things, I don't want to be partisan with it. Because and there, many baby and so now corner, maybe not or NDC, maybe not like MPP. People who are there, you cannot see party colors. Into this when I was young, like Abuchi, around age 5, now it's around Dansuman, polyclinical. I experienced what flood is, and I said how I insurance rank for them. At that time, I was on the bed with my big brother. It took my father who came back from work to come and pick us from the bed. Now you still do your bed, so
wow.
Because we were living with our grandmother. And now your boys got so and almost our baby. So they come weekends as a vacation. And I go do one honey adding. So on weekend number 2, and I da and I do so a riot honum. This thing like when it happens to people, I can feel what they are going through. Yeah, I'm for baby our them honum. I was not even 5 years old.
And you know,
and they call down some polyclinic that same place. So these things keep happening there.
And you know, why? So what could be the challenge?
You see, we have failed to plan as a country. Yama partisan politics, and the demolition or other places. You see other people. You see like a friend say, DDM like a breso. Let it happen. A different friend is saying regime. You see people who are irresponsible in their communication and they'll be playing politics with it. In fact, I've seen some people who are trying to score political gains, and I'm actually, when it comes to some of these things, let's not do that. And yet, when Ghana forbidden us to Abama, when people have faulted with the law, let the law deal with them. Because one man one deal with us, that same measure will be used against you. Yet now, I'm penny for or maybe We have chosen leaders upon leaders. You are electing MMDCs. I can say you are appointing Omo. I can say you are appointing ministers. I can say lands and minerals. Then they say local government, like my sister was quoting, even acts. It's not about acts anymore. We have been a country of rhetorics. Tembia, we want to hide behind a can say laws, ni rhetorics, ni adinayefa. Can say like ye free responsibility mo.
Shandoff, so deal with wrong. I think we have to find a lasting solution to
we
this.
Need to, if not for cheap politics.
Because video ya yeshi 1973 asemwa yeken.
Yeah.
So not flooding ewa Accra.
Yeah.
And we still have flooding in Accra. Then the problem could be something not as say yes, you see a dying water.
Maybe a spiritual and
just spiritual.
Now there.
But there could be some, planning defects.
That's what I'm saying. Like about it does mean the
fundamental
argument.
Where the producer must say, you better some engineers be not any woman come or sad,
But human behavior too is part of the scene.
No, human behavior we know is part.
It's part of the scene.
I don't think Abani said this time plastics or banning.
And like I've said,
it's
and I'll reiterate it again, say, am I banning plastics in Kwa? I am for those the engineers at our various MMDCs, at our various districts, can't say we know. Anytime plan na ifoni na do omo makwan eye hwe han man ko focus sisi adan esi baby and sofa and our flood prone areas and our river banks no yen sanctions and go for na
and the individuals themselves education what individuals
themselves
go to the people educate them. Me mama bi o chinchinam ono onim sa de we ya kan wa ha. You see you educate the people, go to the people, tell them say nemranity. Now when him say a country without law no it cannot develop. So if you are talking about say we cannot be hide behind laws now and yet say una uti hanum kwa unim na wo fie.
No, so
as human beings, as we are guided by laws because yeti hey sabi, meti hey.
In as much as we have these laws, still we have flooding.
That is what I'm saying. Said the people in authority are failing to educate the people.
We don't use.
It is not really about the laws. Implementation of it is the problem. And it has to do with NIPA.
So is that not what I'm saying? That is what I'm saying, sir. The people in charge, they should go and educate the people at the base.
No, so Gifty say, hey. Abochi.
Yes.
Share Udru area. Now who certain type of grass be say if you was area honoma. You do not need the Ghanaian law to tell you that this place is a water prone area. Obi biara penimu bia ehun say in Rebi if you or some place be man they know that this place eh ensuo
me ba to call Facebook was see na kohwe then times 1973 amanfo enam nsuo
and I was seeing the video osu insuna flooding man afi the we for the bucket na almost just say kwanin finfin why should this happen to us in this day and age? So it's not about how are we ensuring say we are implementing those imrano, and it has to do with implementing the various institutions and we shouldn't over politicize everything. Adena said demolitions in the me I support it 100%. And it needs to go on and we shouldn't always wait for say flood can say be a rainy season no na no it needs to continue to relieve of a Ghana for better the government should be committed enough say Ghana first when MPP Nyangoponya not the 2029 say we need to continue that kind of demolition because Ghana is the one suffering. Ghana is the one that is going to suffer. This has nothing to do with political coloring near there. And American, we have failed consistently. Say, Kwame Nkrumah, etimi be ye be na leaders are back mini MPP, mini NDC film, or even the military leaders are come back. We have failed ourselves. And American say, if this flood that we are seeing happen at a new place, then we can talk about maybe that new place. We have not done the re-engineering well. But why are those areas nonsensical? They are bad stop boys for you. Yesterday, like I was watching one of the videos, and I felt pity for them. Say we are not even trying to compliment their efforts. These boys voluntarily go to places, go and collect gutters, drain drainages, and our attitude is making their work I can't go down the drain. Why?
I mean, now I say, but you should also know, say, Accra higher way. Accra no is a low-lying area. That one we cannot discount. And then secondly, the planning, when it comes to the planning of Accra, a problem. And of course, yes, Yankasano, we are dirty. Accra, we are dirty. And again, young youth nini young ahemfu nyina no wo mo to asase a baby any kwan se asase no kosi kra no na asase no sa asase no ya to amakwabra ne se onkosi dan wo so.
Our moral fabric as a country, get me about our moral fabric as a country, no, it is gradually deteriorating.
It has sunk low. Men can say it is gradually deteriorating. It has sunk low.
And from the top, from the top, and penifona ya feel say yen share omuso na yen fensia bibin. Ye ka like influence me. And then like about me amiti menton asase. If the land is not even a stool land, that's a family land, and an individual, you still need to go to the chief or what's area, hono. You go and pay some of this number. So they are aware of every single land that you turn honum. It's all your timemu, can so your chief, that's all area be. Now your tons are saying that's all that you care about is that me like a wosikedi. At the expense of life, sir. What kind of chief are you?
All right, so Shandoff, Mami Nas, exactly 46 after 4, SOMPA 106.5 FM. Mami Cow said, time Hebel Mission, Navy. One more ready for God and country, Brewo. But I chose a wood Tim and Canary, now we know much to our wound Tim in Didi. Ya, say malaria, say join this, say typhoid. But I chose would a year time Hebel Mixture. Ebium, time HH Misha, and then the capsules a year, and Namun Sang ya dear Drew. Waba, Wahim, Fionia, Shidan Kuye, Bema, Ujun so peace. Ujun so which ya bombarding pana copper time HH Misha and then the capsules. Would when each drugstore pharmacy shop ya ebusia ayadia won sabeka bombarding na Fred Dr. Tafrija on 0244 417669 0244 417669 ebium nasakai say endpoint homeopathic clinic was it the end to chronic diseases yare kwankro eba oswa na amawa brabo nyina ye basa na amawa ye mobo ebi mpono etime chiro ema wo ka empem because when you stroke ya de utie me na wie na mpono anwudwie na aka wa a stroke a me pacho there is only one answer, and that one answer no endpoint homeopathic clinic or say it is the end to chronic diseases obi a wa yade de wan chire no wa kafie. Say nipa no ntimi fa no kwa asabia me pato endpoint say mamu ha mo ho say nipa no mu pagya no ede na kwa asabia o si da bi jai wo de bomode na friend number we wo bo be fie sesi a na wo abehwe nipa ko ede amaw number no ye 0244 867068 0244 867068. Again, you can read them on 027 423 4321. When you make me no need the aka, Wamaso Asana, Yeri for God and country, Brewo. RSY Dean of Vigilantes, we want to say we are grateful. And then 21st Clinic, also, Yabeda must say, my brother Sefatano, my bo Omoho de Rusu Ediacho. Bumayanko Tie Ayakasa Way, and it's emanating from the minority leader of Ghana's parliament, Honorable Afenyo Markins. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to you, senior.
This afternoon, we've called this press conference basically to expose the NDC government's hypocrisy and double standard. When they were in opposition, they criticized the e-levy. And when they assumed office in 2025,
SOMPA FM,
they put in place a mechanism to abolish the e-levy. Ghanaians applauded them. They made all the argument against imposition of levies and taxes. But today, what do we see just after 1.5 years in office? Immediately after repealing the e-levy law, they imposed the Dumso levy, what they call the energy sector reform levy, which now took away 1 Ghana cedi per liter of petrol that is bought at the pump. So that was the first mischief. The second surprise, they have reintroduced the e-levy. This time, not even through Parliament. I repeat, the NDC government, through the back door, has reintroduced the e-levy. These were politicians who criticized charges on mobile money transaction. They said it was a bad way of governing or generating revenue for the state. They criticized the MPP administration. They use it as a political tool. But what do we see today? Their hypocrisy has become legend. I have in my hand a statement that has just been released by Bank of Ghana after the public had criticized the NDC administration. They are now purporting to say that they are suspending the levy. Meanwhile, they had earlier put out a public notice that from 1st of June, transactions from bank account to the wallet would attract a 0.75% Ghana cedi, 0.75% fees on direct wallet to bank transfers. According to them, they are doing this suspension for further consultation. The question is, what is further consultation in this context? Were these not the same people who, when in opposition, claimed that there must be constructive consultation before any policy is introduced and implemented? So what has changed? The worst part of it is that this time they did not even come through Parliament. According to them, they're using Mobile Money Fintech Limited as the vehicle for these hidden charges. So whereas in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, due process was followed, government made the announcement through the budget and came to Parliament for a law for the purposes of this levy. NDC is using the Bank of Ghana and a private sector company to enforce this levy. We have a question for the finance minister. He must immediately come to Parliament on Thursday to explain the circumstances leading to the imposition of this 0.75% charges on mobile money transactions.
For SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and country, and I would say, wait here, Honorable Apenyo Markins. Na nkoma wo dia to dwano pa kwesi Shandoff dina kamenum Shandoff nana mind you on this why but you're on your microphone.
Yes, but you're okay. All right, thank you very much. Now before I just a bit on the xenophobic issue near sure. I learned there are about 15,000 Ghanaians in South Africa.
Yeah,
and so far the government is saying about
300.
You see, there are more people to be brought into this country.
If only they want to come.
Well, so that's where the government, Omana Misini or Woho, needs to a friend, say Jojo with them and let them understand the seriousness of the situation. Say, if they choose to stay here, the situation is quite dire and the consequences thereof. Because South Africa, for any government, they have not demonstrated to the whole of Africa, said they are ready to deal with the xenophobic attack. We understand the peculiarity of the South African situation, but and also warranty almost say they should go on that street of attacking people and wanting to get people out of their country. Because no can say there are more South African businesses each way by yakasa hu bebebe say Ghana funny and now me video be Nigerians almost mukromo they even went to the High Commissioner of Nigeria say also enfi kromo. If all of Africa should want to go on this tangent but do you
think say I'm saying another day celebrating the African Union Day have they failed?
And they have not failed, but I think they have not done much. I think the field is too of a strong word for me to use.
Because when you look at the team for this year's celebration, they are talking about unity, they are talking about development, and so forth.
Especially,
so why are we united as Africans?
Especially at a particular point, we are calling for the AFCTA. That is the free exactly of movements and goods of persons, any persons, in the sub-region. We shouldn't see some of these things happen, because that is what we are calling for. But
Shandoff, don't you think it's about time, sir, AU sanction South Africa for what they are doing?
I think there should be further deliberations, and they should give South Africa some timelines that they ought to call the situation to rest. If they fail to do that, perhaps if there are other sanctions, they should go ahead, because it is becoming one too many. Now, no, our people now you do my ban. I'm kind of saying, now Minister Eka say, the government is here to announce certain packages, but I believe that they need to, one, as a matter of urgency, and there are 300 nabano, they find a place for them, say, hotels be crying because people are going through trauma. We need to find a place for them to rest. That is first. Now your psychologists be how they can be able to psych them, because that trauma, and that's a video be a lady back home. The whole body was bruised. Baby, can you from that attack? I don't know whether she's in Ghana now at the moment. And people are 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Brian now needing come. You see, when you asked him the question that say when was he going to come, he was not able to give a definite answer. Do you know why? Some people have lived their whole lives there. Obama a whole now living life more than 2 decades. Into all she say, me baby ja e be a diamato, e juma me be ni na honama ba. In fact, like ABOTCHIE, there's a whole psychological aid to it. That's what I'm saying. Say people need to have that way. Not in Tamara, people were working already, and now you don't buy or like a memoir. And now for a day 10,000 Ghana sister come on. People need proper. Your friend is saying, jobs to do. That is why I want to say, your mind, and as I say, yeah, president. And then Koma Yedi now is quite nationalistic in the approach, because I am beginning to get worried if politicians can't accept to me for so monto abamai na ye ba be na say ye ba na nyakonya na say yintiman be ya. Ochinebi, what if the youth of this country do not want to have that system of governance again? What will be the fate of this country?
Okay, so let's drift the conversation.
And just to end, you can say you be job 133, and then if you've been able to do the job 133, all of these people can you'll find ways and means to integrate them. And then move button for crunch. And when we call for some of these things, they're legitimate cause, because some of these unforeseen circumstances it exposes the failures of the government. Your best share NDC for by a debut mokache Ghana mebuni Ghana man say ye momo kwenyana na kombe no or munkoso no munya side in my. On the issue of your friend is saying Bank of Ghana statement and like release, and I think say SFM kakra. MTN does not work in isolation. They do not work in a vacuum. Omutimi so epekupe enka say ye your friend is saying it's the way, but without going through the appropriate quarters near there. Perhaps the sector minister and agencies might have been informed. NCA should be aware of this. Ministry of Communication should be aware of this, and the BOG itself, because they regulate the fintech near there. In Tiaban is saying they are trying to, they brought some of this press release after the uproar of the public. I think it's a double standards, and whatever the minority leader Osahini said, it was the step in the right direction. The finance minister should come, and your friend is saying, explain to Ghanaians what exactly went behind this, especially government who kick against illegal. Some of these things should even be in the discussion.
But you and I, we do not know, sir, if there was a conversation between MTN. And for
that matter, then that would be a systemic failure. The MTN does not say they do not operate in a vacuum. Their bodies that regulate their work. Into your sector minister, you didn't know about this. NCA didn't know about this. Ministry of Communication didn't know about this. And so now you, Bank of Ghana itself. Then what are you guys doing there? And the sector, the finance minister, wasn't known in this. And you see, government no me bambe country you say chair e-levy bium. So they want to use the back door. And don't forget, say Bank of government no. Apart from your direct taxes. So for instance, the e-levy that we bought like this, it's a direct tax and not government, a bit many revenue. But just to make my point, no, okay. There's also the indirect tax that comes from the corporate friends and tax like some of these companies. So into you criticizing government do the e-levy by idea, then let's hide behind the telcos for them to bring that. Now yes, so you that income tax nephew, and that is what they were trying to do. And why would they even do that? The conditions are not favorable to the telcos. And now what he said, the city is depreciating. Did you see that?
Nana, Mamin Bissau. Sadia. Fine tech for the buy.
Yeah.
You are classifying it as a e-levy, a electronic levy. Is this one not different from the one Momo de buy?
Abochi, I think say you need to situate my statement for.
Maybe
I have not said say it's e-levy. Me say government are me say government are okay against e-levy there. Some of these levies are a year service charge on mobile money transfers there. It shouldn't even be in the discussion at all. Because you were against it. All forms of taxes on yen money transfers there. You should be against it.
We know a electronic levy, Anna.
No, so you see, what you are saying is the government cannot. You see, that is why.
By listening to Osahene, the minority leader, claims that we know a e-levy. And I'm asking you.
He's saying, it is a form of the e-levy. Because Nina e-levy near the taxes not yeji so. It was taxes on transfer of money, electronic money.
From where to where? From wallet to wallet.
It doesn't matter. Once a electronic transfer of money now you tax in there. Nina the same thing.
From wallet to wallet. From wallet to wallet.
This time around, the telco have found a loophole. He has found the loophole from your friend is saying the transferring from the wallet to the bank. That is where they want to tax this. And I'm saying, the finance minister should come and explain to Ghanaians what this initiative was. Were they in the known? BOG Ababe Tronka said, yeah, they were not in the known. No. The MTN as a telco cannot do this. I can't say like on their own because BOG regulates that sector. So what are they saying? And like I said, why you BBA and MTN for and person like come first back door to bring some of these things. And the city now you can't want them no. The city is what fast depreciating.
Oh, fast.
Oh, I just asked you and you said you have seen that communication.
But you are using the word.
I respect what you are doing as a moderator. But you are a Ghanaian. Sometimes some of these issues, I know you. There's a communication. Said the city is fast depreciating.
No, fast.
Oh, it is there.
One issue communicating. Maybe one issues are communicating. You can say that the city is depreciating, but to qualify it and say that the city is fast depreciating.
So there's a depreciation.
There's a depreciation when we all agree to.
No problem.
Qualifying it with facts, no problem.
No problem. But you see, the regulators are more sector. They need to explain to Ghanaians where this thing came from. And see if the minority is calling for this, it is genuine. Especially government, you would now perpetuate. Say yen taxi be electronic. I say yes, send this car for money. Open the no pay. Some of these things shouldn't happen under your watch. And for the Bank of Ghana to come and issue statement, a regulator in that field need. What kind of double standards like is this?
All right, Mamina says SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and country. It's what you are listening to. Mamin Kotie, a gifty. Let's take a listen to.
Nene time now.
You can't be asking.
No, because I see that in the one chat time ni pepe. And see, I have to question you for that.
You can't question.
No, I have every right to ask.
No.
I have every right to ask as your panelist to ask you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So next time you go according to the time.
Thank you so much. Me basis here. Sciatica originator no. Me pacho a year 21st clinic. The sciatica pay setter a year 21st clinic. The sciatica researcher a year 21st clinic. Me pacho se sciatica chiwa. E dini ya bako pe clinic ni ya bako pe. Enkwetino. So kweti a year 21st clinic. Now ko pe sciatica yadi wo anwe dro baby a unya. Sciatica no e chiw sciatic nerve. En namusisimu utumponum na real sirem na pio na ase o nanti ana onan ba kono ye oya uti yiya wo mu enti se uti sa de na yiya na bomode na fa we ni kire 21st clinic hwehwe ma cha kwan e wa Accra Tantra Hill Runabout Tema wo mo Roman Catholic asonda na chi ho a kaswa wo mo new market e wo boom Kumasi omo ehwe overseas baby Asompa FM e wona sunyane omo ne regional hospital first gate ne din hwe ni mo tachiman womo wo baby ana GN Bank e wono me patro so timi nkan na wie anwumre so a hwehwe mo cha kwan e won kransa takwa de obehu omo efie kuma no 9 taxi station na patro Kaiser 21st Clinic, our Brekum Gosso and Abuase from 0540 311 311 0540 311 311. Give to my NTY.
Madasi, I want my face in so that I'll tell him what exactly he has to know. But I was share program now, so no can say a minority leader birthday, and he is not heard on any of the airways or movies, you know. It's because of how you talk. It's because of I don't like this. When you were talking, I gave you your time. No, I don't want this. Please, I don't want this. I don't want this. You are eating into my time. Abotchie control. Abotchie control.
But sometimes if you misquote him to her, and also he would no, please. There are some you and some you are off air gifty. Nyamani bi if you feel say assembia waka now what said there was so tiase no or no and just no can na and some people are very very delicate and no quick one be any me patch gifty mamintio.
So, or say, woo cran,
oh, Gifty, please respect the seat. Hey, me pato say, tree the won't tear. So, Okasa, there be, wait. There be. Okasa, woo crana. You are not showing respect to the seat. Okay, mami.
Okay, Yanko. Or see, you are Abotchie as a host on SOMPA. You've not even wished the minority leader a happy birthday. Because today I have listened to a lot of radio stations. I've monitored. Sorry, that's what I do. Because I want to be current with issues happening on the waves and TV. And I mean, who's so be wishing a happy birthday? One is because of his leadership style. Two, Senya communicating. When you are in opposition, you are being measured with your communication. Say, obe to me about power now, to me about power. See me. Ose my heading.
Ose. Akudentia unte se ubi wishe. The minority leader happy birthday. Because of what?
One, your leadership style.
His leadership style.
Two, communication, your style of communicating to the Ghanaians who someday. And three. Say you need to be very strategic in your communication when you are in opposition.
And too much
because
too much is a gun of winning one.
And one a mature.
That's how on the
party.
That's the party mabet me wish.
Send the party ma wishing that should tell you say you are only loved in the party, not Ghanaians at large.
Okay, that's not a substantive issue.
What is here?
Yeah, move on to the
Ghanaians at large currently are not happy with the likes of Afenyo Makin and not Don Pray and Co. And if you do the birthday no be and wishing it then it's because of this three things I've highlighted. One, when you are in opposition, people measure your communication. Eddie to who say ube to me about power now ma power. One, the MPP's communication is very bad in opposition. You don't communicate like that because you are a lawyer. adie ba out uhu ye no did somebody said obi e-levy. He himself was contradicting himself yesterday, saying that say ye disamrani bi bebe bioma, it has to go through parliament for approval. Has somebody presented any document? And abi will be ama parliament say ye pass e-levy.
But it could be that Namo smuggling through the back.
Oh, smuggling how? How do we do that?
Because
how can we do it?
You criticize it and you.
The NDC believes in the laws of this country. Together with the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, swear an oath with the 1992 Constitution, which is governing our country and governing the MPs in Parliament as well as Ghanaians at large. And how do you take out that? He was contradicting himself yesterday. Say Adian was said about Parliament, but Mukran or man found Parliament. How could you do that as a lawyer? Afenyo Makin is behaving as if say the party for no person who yini as leader every hunty. He just want to do something in the interest of the people to see say
you have that information.
Do you think we don't know? Cast your mind back to internal election when he went to support Kennedy Japan. Cast your mind back. The people, his party people himself, himself is not even happy with him. What he has here? He's not happy. Afenyo is a leader of their minority in parliament.
But he supported Afenyo.
He can he can support Afenyo openly here. But within him, now let me put this on record. Said e-levy be a maye. The NDC wouldn't be arrogant to that level. Ghana for complaining yes in this country say e-levy way but they went to the extent and cut a cake to that effect. Sticker at that time came out openly on the media, said that e-levy yebe passy. I'm putting on record here again, said John Dramani Mahama and the NDC campaign vigorously said they will cancel e-levy. When he came, he cancelled it. And there is nothing like e-levy. It is a private telecompany. And without information or sitting down with the Bank of Ghana or the sector minister. And when the messages were circulating, he called on them. Masa, you didn't bring our attention to it. That is a listening government. That is an effective government. Or see, no, hold on to it. So we sit down with you as a private entity, sit down with you with the minister with Bank of Ghana, so that we see the way forward.
But how can a private entity, levy way, so to speak, that
is the question the Bank of Ghana together with the minister is asking today. Intinosi puts a hold on it for now. Send me a date now. They said they wanted to start 1st June.
Sure.
So Osi puts a hold on it. No one able to meet the necessary sinibu you are sending sika from bank or I withdraw sika from bank. I are charging 0.75%.
But don't you also think say na omunim says idea we know. Ebetimi aye djuma wa bra Ghana for nka ho hwe but omo de be test waters no e ade Ghana for you send a buy that one thing
Abochi the ordinary Ghanaian today is not what we knew under the NPP. They don't give them mouth to talk. Today, under the leadership of NDC, there is freedom of speech. Ain't na MPP for no to me sorry, ekasa anyhow no. That is why today, Ghana, we have been ranked with freedom of speech to a certain year, 8 years ago. Now ye ni hompo. What he has here. So every Ghanaian who be oka, obeka. So it's not like we are trying the system to see say, oh, ebia saying this and I saying no. Nobody is trying the system. We are not into cheat Ghanaians. Rather, we are into make them feel comfortable. The comfortability they didn't get under Pakwesi's leadership, his government 8 years ago.
Okay, so Gifty.
What he has here?
And you know, Abayo say at the end of the day, no, sir, Abine and a fintech for Equatanase, a shewi, na Ntiase ye Juma, na Omodesa. Charge we at the bar and no then I'm over.
Let me put on record here again say if there should be something like that enka ebesi dada many who can say are we are here government NDC for there are a lot of external forces which is dragging the economy down. but and then many who can say the government finds a way of taking out all taxes from even at fuel sukra ma ye hu beto ye kakra wo kromo. So why would that government or the comfortability be brain in Crawford or no ankasa beka say okay meaning Crawford so that we agree on this? It will never happen under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama. You have seen a lot of steps taken to some things which went wrong in their government. Meaning we can say, are you not aware? Say we campaign on Betty Star. Say you buy your back cancel. We cancelled it. That your friend is saying, you see a task. When we came, we cancelled all of those things. So why do we even go back and bring those things again? In Ghana for Tiemia, they should know. Say we the NDC. Ye ma ye say ye beka asema ye si ye beye na ya dani ye chi achro mo say de bi ye na ye kan ye nso ye nye. We were in this country mama kai Ghana for we were in this country when Parkwesi oti hoyi ono
me pacho don't be referring
Parkwesi ni government e be catch ye say omo no 11 no be bi enwuma say no mo bi ye de ma ye. They didn't even account for that. But I mean, you can say do so levy no more. Yesterday, Honorable Ato forcing account to Parliament. Ni omodi do so levy ni ya wo kromo. Are you not aware of that, Abochi? This is a government or Bekachra say meje one city. E di ato nsuo we ya. Obaba back akacho say makoto nsuo no na me di ye A na me di ye B.
Mami now say gifty. And you know obeti my friend now we drink chaba exactly 5:15 is the time on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Hello, good evening.
Abochi what you mean ka?
Me bacho
me Kantamanto market. Ghana.
Me bacho ko weni.
Abochi bacho we.
Me ho ye power bond my intio.
Yo, bacho nyango pontra pa. Me bacho bring me money tewu. The woman organizer na we me akosi ohusu. Obo le seka kai no. Na natural chairman bi ye na ho kakra da auto to go ache akọ. Wa pa na God ya salve dia ko don public director wa pa o mi ada president.
Me bacho se mo ba show no so anipa mienu pe. Nipa mienu pe.
O ma eta bo kura wa se eta bo ni na. Me bacho ni ya ba no so me tiano pa. Wo bra. Ni ya ba wo bra. O ka so be defend ya de boni e so. Indeji. Ano mo te yi atukwado ene bien oya salo jakura te oya bontam ana ma mi o France ene mo da ko parliament de party le ni no di le de ba e go put ya to so far
maybe that's it guys asem the can. Hello, good evening.
Sumpa bro
hey Akafia. Oh Akafia ko edim na Katamanto ti se na nso na gugu Katamanto etisen.
Oh, Katamanto o ana Roma bibia e kama but eniema na enkoyi ye touch
Akafia ba ntio we ma ntio
papa we do hire you
ma ntio
odim ye di kama me tia ona bobo atia jakon na me tia godon
eye se mo ba mienu pe yenko
ye ni aba ni si o se private institute bi na eye o ma de everything yankopon oba ta pa no kata sa no ye ba ko free education ni bi enu kwa ta na mo se enye
me pacho
mo de fa kun class mo de fa kun class ada se Ghana poko ni ehu ni e ka o oba ta mu ya o because of ababoni e mu di etireti o se o defend emfa na no for to be he be by mo si da bida mo ba mo be cham and apenia pa mo cham and no money afapom as ha ya ba ni e ka oba ta mu ya awoto e ka flow
may that say but when you can be measured in your nsamo a wo be kan no me but hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Me but one a minute ka say
Anta Bochi.
Yes.
Ibia boko there.
Baba ya na ti saying
Elliot.
Hey, Elliot baby say na we biti me. Elliot, what about my intio why?
Minia. Ye ni ndi bi mo nya botre. Am say mo ye mo nia ma say popo prepe. Echimu. Ana mo lose power. Ye mo di. Minia mo musu ma moninti ma mo lose power. One before to bonenti to mo lose power. If you have 87 MP of Parliament and the senior the third, adent na mahama call fi asampa enyasa common sense o fi nyasa ne book nyasa ene mahama de ye adwuma so mo kama mo tum mo fie the way Ghana be call enimu amaye because mo tititi no mo si stand dia ye tie sompa and you dey Ghana dey that body be Ghana put dey mo it yes a best when sometimes we don't fit that much more you I think so you are jokers